We have guests on our podcast because they love hockey. What
Flying start.
What podcast do you want to be a guest on? If you could choose anyone.
Do you have an answer, Kayla? I'm just curious if we're going to get to you.
I do, but I don't think anyone will know what it is.
That's fine. You can just describe it, though. It's totally cool.
Okay, do you want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, I don't really listen to podcasts. I know that's ironic, being that I'm a podcast producer.
I get the same question all the time. Like, I'm too busy making
I
them
know,
to listen to
I don't
them.
got time for
And
that.
I can barely listen to ours. I don't listen to a lot of ours.
You know,
But I liked you for quality control. Like, we're doing this or this.
I sit in my car in silence. Did you know that?
I do, too.
Like, I drive places. I don't listen to music.
I don't listen to anything in the car. My car is completely silent when I'm in the car.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I've ridden with you before. Your car is not silent.
Well, yeah, when we're together, I want to listen to music and chat.
We don't,
He wants to drive.
but we don't listen to music or chat. Do you know what we do when we're in the car?
Talk on the phone with somebody.
Yeah, you do talk on the phone with people all the
Yeah, I do.
time. Out loud.
Hi, this is
well,
Tony.
obviously.
Hey,
And then you talk to them for like an hour.
yeah. What are you doing?
Or like
driving to Virginia.
Yeah, we were in like 5-hour car rides, and Tony's just like talking to Debbie, and I'm talking to Debbie too.
Yeah, we've done that before. Don't matter more.
Anyways.
Speaking of long car rides, I got one coming up for you soon.
Oh,
So
great.
you know.
Perfect.
So you know.
Those are my favorite.
Gotta go to Hibbing, don't you?
Yep. It's a pre-Hibbing trip.
Okay, so there are 3 podcasts that I actually like, and I don't really listen to them. I watch clips of them on TikTok.
Right.
I like The Basement Yard. It's just 2 guys that just like talk to each other.
Okay.
And I like Brittany Broski, and then I like Connor and what's her name?
Okay.
Forgot her name.
Timeout.
Huh?
The basement. What is the allure of The Basement Yard?
What do you mean?
Because Laura thinks it's really funny too,
That's because Laura and I should be best friends.
and I don't think it's funny.
Oh, it's the
like,
funniest
at
thing
all.
ever. It's just 2 guys just talking nonsense. I like when people talk nonsense. I don't want there to be any topic. I don't want it to be about learning stuff. I don't want it to
Politics
be about
or sports,
politics,
yeah.
anything. Because I listen to stuff to make me laugh. I just like when people are stupid.
All right.
Peter, are you going to go first or second?
If they were still together, it would have been the Bodega Boys,
Who are
Jesus
they?
and Miro.
I barely remember those guys.
Yeah, they split up at some point. No, I would not want to be on New Heights.
I would. Then
Sorry,
I could
Andrew.
talk about Taylor Swift.
I'm not a fan of either Kelsey brothers.
No.
Oh, I love
They
them.
annoy the bejesus out of me.
Jason Kelsey annoys you. He's
Yeah.
like
Love
the
him.
At
most
this point-
down
He's the most
to
likable
earth
person on the planet.
ever.
At this point,
Now-
at this
You
point,
just
I've
got
seen way too
Travis,
much of
I
the
get,
Kelseys.
but not Jason.
I like Travis, but I would get why someone wouldn't like him. But like not liking Jason makes like 0 sense.
Yeah. No.
No,
He
not
just
that
keeps
one either.
throwing
If
out-
I had to
no.
pick one, it would be the Colin and Samir show. They're a couple of
It'll be
guys.
something weird.
It's not weird. They've run a YouTube channel since 2012, where they started a YouTube channel themselves, and it was literally just lacrosse highlights. But they interview creators in the digital space. So
that'd be cool.
They've interviewed everybody from Mr. Beast to Marquise Brownlee to the CEO of Spotify, and it's all trends and what's the future look like for YouTube and how do you hack the algorithm? Not hack, because that makes it sound like a
How do you
stupid
massage
thread.
the algorithm, right? Make it.
How do you
work for
evaluate
you.
the algorithm? What works short form, long form? I find it very interesting because I think people, and this goes for me too, we watch YouTube and we think, oh, it's just you just upload the video and people watch it. No, they have a massive team of production and they have people who crunch every possible number, and they're just likable people that don't try to manufacture any sort of animosity.
And you
in
would go
their
on there
episodes.
and tell them that the key to our success is talking about Cheeto dust on a guy in the basement.
No, I have several opinions on what the key to YHH's media success is, but we can save that for another.
I would love to hear that someday.
It's a niche.
I would love to hear. Oh,
It's a
big
niche.
time.
That's
Big time.
the best thing that we have going for us is the fact that this is such a niche market,
Yeah.
and we're, I wouldn't say the only,
We're
But
good at it.
I think that we've been around long enough where we've become synonymous with that niche. So I think the best thing we have going for us is a niche market. But no, I don't understand the basement yard, and Travis Kelce annoys the crap out of me.
Congrats.
I would like
What?
to be. Go ahead, sorry.
She's just
She's
doing
making
that
fun of
thing.
you. I know.
What thing?
I would
Doing-
like
she's
to
doing the
be
thing.
on anything with Jeff Merrick because I think he's my what would be
Old.
that too, but like my soul. What do they call that? It's my spirit animal. He's my spirit animal. He's like a hockey nerd.
He's a
He's
person.
a person.
But he's spirit. He's still my spirit animal.
Okay.
I would like to be on anything with him because I think
Does
he's
he have
really smart.
Sorry, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he has a
We
pod.
talked about him last week. You weren't listening.
I was.
He was,
I don't
he,
recall
he was
his
brought
name.
up last week.
He has a
too.
pod called The Sheet, which is on 3 days a week now, I think.
Yeah. Pretty smart guy. He was on with Elliot Friedman for a long time, and it was a good listen. And then obviously, the pinupla, the top on the top show would be
Panupla?
what's the top, the best of the
Pinnacle?
best, pinnacle, whatever. The top of the top podcast would be Spittin' Chicklets, and I think I could have an interesting conversation with them about Minnesota youth hockey and why it's different than the rest of the other 49 states and Canada.
I think it would be an interesting conversation.
They would make fun of me, and it would make it.
Yes.
They would probably want me
It
to
would.
swear or something like that. That's just really.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I don't like to listen to the show. Because there's so much swearing. It's just kind of gobbles up the content sometimes.
Spin Chicklets is in an odd place at the moment.
Yeah, it is.
Rear Admiral is still in the wings somewhere.
He's on the show
I
still.
don't know if he's coming back. He hasn't been on since
Are you
after the
serious?
Stanley Cup playoffs. Yeah.
He hasn't been on this year.
Every time Andrew, you want to look that up quick? But every time I've tuned in, because I like Spittin' Chicklets based on the interviews, because I think they do really good long form interviews that are
Perfect,
easy
yeah.
to listen to. But I haven't seen
RA in a while.
RA at all since the playoffs.
Interesting. I have not. I don't listen to the show very often, or even see the clips. It just seems like the two new guys they brought in don't really do it for me. It's more about betting. It's more about the stuff that I'm not really interested in. I think they're probably good content creators, but it's not that interesting to me.
Well, they got bills to pay. I mean, they got to.
Yeah.
They have to shout out DraftKings.
They got to make their money, and I don't have any problem with that. So,
All right, I'm on the basement yard.
You need to stay up out the streets if you can't take the heat. You need to stay up out the streets if you can't take the heat. Cause it get cold like Minnesota. Cold like Minnesota. Cold like Minnesota. Cold like Minnesota. Need to stay up out the streets.
welcome to 10 Minutes. I'm Tony Scott. The three of us are having a good time today, recording podcast. Peter, Kayla, and I, and we had a great show with Her Ice, and I expect the same here today on 10 Minutes. We're going to knock this thing out. We're going to talk about all things youth hockey in Minnesota. And I'm excited to hear what the rankings came out to be. I worked on this document all day Sunday, all day Monday, and even into Tuesday morning, finishing off the girls' rankings. And Peter, you're going to give us the number ones. We can maybe make a comment or two on those teams.
I am. I'm going to give you the number ones based on our staff rankings. We're going to start with the boys.
What we need to start with our sponsor of the staff rankings, which is Map South Hockey. They've been the sponsor of. Thank you for being a sponsor actually for the last 7 years of our staff rankings. They have become synonymous with staff rankings, and they have become synonymous with training hockey players, great hockey players, pro players, high school players, junior players, college players, youth players, you name it. 7th grade through
Pro.
the 7th game of the Stanley Cup Finals, you're going to find trainers and kids and players who have trained at Map South Hockey over in Mendota Heights.
That was a good one.
Thank you.
From 7th grade to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. That was pretty good.
I've just made it up.
Actually, I like that a lot. Wow.
As much as I've been stuttering lately, but I sometimes have some good content in between the stutters.
Did you do advertising in a prior life?
I did.
Alrighty, staff rankings. On the boys' side, obviously we're going to skip high school. Obviously.
Yes.
Phantom AA. Number 1, Minnetonka.
Yeah, here's a team that usually when you're number one in the state, you've probably won over the weekend. And they didn't have a great weekend. They lost in the semis. took third in
Yeah.
but they lost to Grand Forks just like they did in the Blue Ox. So
Yeah, that's
Grand Forks has got their number.
yes, the Aviators certainly do. We'll get into Spirit of Duluth here in a minute.
Yeah. Okay.
Bantam Warroad.
It's got to be Warroad.
It is.
It's got to be Warroad.
It's Warroad.
Bantam B's got to be Prior Lake. They haven't lost yet.
It's Prior Lake.
You got in trouble, by the way. Did you know that?
Why?
I got a text from a Prior Lake dad
Uh-huh.
about you saying something about you. I think we brought up Prior Lake winning, and you went, "Imagine that, Prior Lake's good at Bantam Bees." Like,
What do you
how
want
do
me
you take
to hold
exception
on.
to that? I'm like,
Hold on.
I protect. Hey, I'll throw you under the bus probably more often than I protect you. But on that one, Peter, I'm like, what did he say wrong? All he said is they're always good at it, and I think the philosophy in Prior Lake is working for Prior Lake. Because there's a ton of those kids that are going to go on and play high school hockey for Joe and Matt, right? So what's wrong? I have no problems with Prior Lake, and I had no problems with what he said.
I don't mind admitting when I'm wrong, but I'm not wrong.
In this case, you weren't wrong.
I'm not wrong.
No, but I'm just throwing. I just recalled it right now. So I should have told you earlier in the week, but who cares? I think Prior Lake's doing it right. If you got 4 Bantam teams, have a double A, a B, a B2, and a C, and la-di-da.
Part of the problem is it sounds good. We got into this with the friggin' Woodbury splitting into 2. It sounds like a great idea. This team's too good. They're too good, and they need multiple teams. And then you do that, and all of a sudden you've got 2 teams that go 20 and 30 every year. It's just to make bruised egos feel better.
Correct.
So it's not Prior Lake's fault that they're playing
love
really
what
well
they're
at the
doing.
Bantam B level, but I'm not wrong. They've been good at the Bantam P level for
years.
like 4 straight years.
Oh, more than 4.
So
Jake was a Bantam in 2014, and they were dominant.
And yes, do they probably gain some sort of numbers advantage by going from double A to B?
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you
cares?
made them field an A team, then what does that solve? It doesn't do anything.
Right.
I don't mind that.
I think confidence with the puck at that age is huge.
Pee Wee double A, guess who's number 1?
Wow.
Hey, look, it's Minnetonka.
Hey, look, Minnetonka's back.
Minnetonka is back. No shortage of talent.
But Woodbury was there for a couple weeks at least.
Yeah. Pee Wee A, Austin.
I got to see this team play.
Yeah, I don't
We got
know.
a photographer now in Rochester, so guess what? We're going to see Austin. We're going to see Austin.
Well, I would like to
That's the first thing I told him. I go, hey, I got a Pee Wee. How far do you live from Austin? He's like, about an hour. I go, well, guess what? Your first assignment is to go see this Austin Pee Wee A team. We got to see them. They're number 1 in the state, and they're the clear number 1 in the state. So
If they make a Metro swing, that would be cool.
we're going
to
to see these guys. We're going to definitely see them.
Pee Wee B, Inver Grove Heights, South St. Paul.
Our ranker, Carter, called them the Spartans. I'm like, I wouldn't
It's not
say
the
that.
Spartans. It's definitely not the
I
Spartans.
wouldn't call them that. I deleted it, but I was like, I wouldn't call them that because they're a merger. So
I don't actually know.
what would they be called? Let's
what
call them. Let's
they're-
make them a name. The Sparta Pack.
Sparta
Pack.
Sparta cows.
Sparta Pack. Sparta Pack are number 1 in the state, which is
Sparta
fun to see.
wood bleachers. If memory serves, they had a good Pee Wee B team last year.
Yeah, and so did the East Side team too.
Yeah.
They got beat though. The East Side team got beat this week.
East Metro.
East Metro, they got beat this week.
No.
Yeah.
My East Metros. Alrighty, girls, 15A, Edina.
For this week, they're number 1.
That'll change next week, right?
Yeah, I saw them play. I covered the game last night. Chaskachan whooped them up pretty good, 4-1. They had an empty net or two. It was like 4-1, and they pulled the goalie, and they scored. Like with 4 minutes left, they pulled the goalie. Edina did.
Did they?
And literally clunk right away, like 20 seconds later.
Nice.
Chaska put the puck in their net. And a 4-1 game where they scored empty net, do you put it as 5-1, ENG, or would you just leave that out? Like sometimes I put the ENG in there if it's 3-1 to kind of show, hey, it was a pretty close game.
I wouldn't put an ENG.
I would
in
on a
there at all.
5-1 game. I wouldn't put ENG.
I wouldn't put it in there on a 3-1. game.
Sometimes on 3-1s I do.
It's a goal's a goal. 15B, Alexandria, 5 straight wins for the
I
Cardinals.
think they're
last
undefeated
week.
still.
They are. Yes.
That's incredible.
12A, Edina.
Well, I think I wrote in my my commentary like Edina and Chaskachan have won 29 straight
Gosh.
together, combined 29
it's
straight.
Edina and Osseo Maple Grove.
Osseo Maple Grove, sorry.
Yep. 12B, River Lakes,
That's good to see.
number 1.
All right.
We're number 1. And then 10A. It's not Edina.
Let's see. It's Minnetonka.
It is Minnetonka.
It's Minnetonka.
Yep.
They have a pretty impressive resume so far, but still pretty early in the season. So 2 Edina teams are in the top 10 this year, though. That's good to see because in years past, none of them would get in there. So it's good to see Edina's kind of got some power coming up.
10B, Farmington Black.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good team. That's a good team.
Good. You know who has a team in quite literally every ranking?
And it's not Edina?
It's not Edina.
It's not Minnetonka.
Oh, they don't have one in 15Bs. They might not have
Who?
a 15B team or a 15A.
Who's that?
Centennial Spring Lake Park.
I was going to say, yeah.
But they have at least one team in 12A, 12B, 10A, and 12.
And we talked about that on the Monday morning commute this week because Joe Moline's kid plays 12B1, his daughter, and he was talking about the strength of the program isn't just at the top, isn't just at the high school, he goes, it's straight across the board. They got a lot of kids playing in that program, and I'm telling you, it's the merger of those two large school districts. Talked about it in our Her Ice show. It's the two large school districts and plenty of access to ice and good coaching. You're gonna, good things are gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all I got for rankings. That's everybody.
All right, we're gonna go over
number one.
We're gonna go over some tournament winners from last weekend. We talked a little bit about Spirit of Duluth. That's all we're gonna talk to on the boys' side is the Spirit of Duluth championship winners. Bantam AA, we alluded to Grand Forks winning it all.
Yep.
Who'd they beat in the championship? Edina like 6-2, right?
They beat Edina pretty good.
And Edina was lost or tied with Wayzata in the pool play. And this isn't one of Wayzata's great teams, so hats off to the Wayzata team for pulling off a good tie there.
Yeah, Grand Forks beat Edina 6-2.
Yep.
In the championship game. The leading scorer for the tournament was Dylan Donne from Edina. He had 15 points in 5 games, followed by Dean Stevens, 10 points. Tyler Coons from Grand Forks.
Tyler was the leading scorer for Grand Forks.
He was.
Marta was the next leading scorer, like 1 point less. Yeah.
And Zach Spurgeon was tied with Tyler Coons, 8 points.
Zach Spurgeon, I think, made the Monday morning commute too because he's been one of those kids. He was kind of a squirt B kid when he first came through.
Yeah.
So he was like squirt B, squirt A, and he really hasn't really blossomed until the last 18 months. So hats off to Zach for, starting to earn his last name,
Pee-wees.
PWAA. Jeez.
Just looking at these.
It's just like a weekly, it's like the weekly Colton Nash insert, right?
Yikes.
It's almost worse than Eden Prairie, isn't it? What is it? Eden Prairie had 25 points in 5 games.
5 games.
So what did he have in the Spirit of Duluth?
22.
Jeez,
in 5 games.
What a letdown. I mean, seriously, how did he go home? How did he return home after only having 22 points? What a failure. Did he feel like some lack of,
what is
fulfillment?
Wrong? Hold on. What is wrong?
47 points in 2 tournaments.
What's wrong with our tournament?
What did he have in ours?
Like 8?
Yes. I don't know.
I'm struggling a little bit with that. 25 in one tournament, 22 in another, and hold on, I'll check.
He had maybe 12 or something in ours?
As I do a little bit of stat here, Jace Magner tied with Colton Nash for points.
And do you know what else? This was pointed out by Joe Moline on the Monday morning commute.
Yeah.
He got shut out in the first game against Austin.
So he did it in 4 games.
Yes, he did it in 4 games.
He averaged nearly 6 points a game.
Yeah. And that was the guy that Joe via text and Joe via the show was like, this Jace Magner's unbelievable. I'm like, yeah, he's really good. He's really good. That's the team. I wrote it in my commentary. That's the team. I know there's the big 4. That's the one that's put the scare into somebody come state tournament time.
Oh, crap.
And they put a scare into OMG on Friday morning.
I was wrong.
What?
I was wrong. Colton Nash did not have 8 points in the.
What do you have?
20. 20?
Okay, so as of now, these 3 tournaments, Pumpkin, Eden Prairie First Test, and Spirit of Duluth, he now has 67 points in just 3 tournaments.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
He's going to have
pretty good
200 points easily.
Yeah. Colton Nash, 22 points. Jack Kaiser Woodbury had a nice weekend. He had 18 points.
Shocker.
Donovan Klin, Minnetonka, who's
back now. He was injured.
Yeah, as if they needed any extra scoring punch. He had 16, and then we've got A trio of players tied at 15, Jack Allgood of Edina, Carter Crowley, Minnetonka, and Braden Dean Osseo, Maple
Literally,
Grove.
not one of those kids that you've listed we haven't seen a million times. And they're already just 12 years old.
A million
and hats off to them. They're good hockey players. And they
well,
work
what do you
hard.
want them to do? Not
yeah, but I feel like I would just one time love to hear another name like Bill Jones.
Way to
Bill
go,
Jones.
Bill
Billy
Jones. Nice work. You know what?
Billy Jones. No, like what was that? What was that kid's name from Rogers when they beat Moorhead that day? Who just went off?
Oh,
I was like,
Kellen Blair.
Yes, Kellen Blair. I was like, thank God I get to go watch a Kellen Blair go off in a game, because so many times you go to these games and it's know
Blair Medine. There's a little Medine in there.
Medina. Oh, on Rogers.
Landon's a Bantam, but I feel like there's another Medina.
I don't know.
There's a top line for Rogers.
Kleinbrook too.
Kellen Blair,
Kleinbrook?
Monkeo, and then there's
Zacher, maybe.
Might have been Kane Zacher.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna find a name. I'm gonna find you a name. Jake Janicki.
He must be from East Side.
He is. He's an East Grand Forks
because he's a
guy.
thief. He's on the Thieves. Yeah, he's a good player.
Come on, give me another name.
I can't. You haven't stumped me yet.
Dang it! These are all East Grand Forks kids. Vinny DeFazio.
Austin Maple Grove via Chicago.
Yeah.
See, like you can't do it. You really can't.
Nope.
Sorry.
Jake Janicki would be the one.
You had
player.
me. You almost had me there. You had me there.
That would be the one player that.
All right. Well, congratulations to the Skippers. Is that in order? And to Breakaway Academy owner Andy Brink on another championship trophy.
I said it last week. Spirit of Duluth is one of my favorite tournaments.
It's awesome.
I really do enjoy it. I think there's so much history in
1977.
not just at Heritage Arena.
That's 47 years old.
But being able to bounce around to Freiburger or to Lakeview or Heritage or Amsoil, it's just a different vibe up there.
Oh, yeah.
It's a different vibe. It might be a big city by population metrics. It's over 100,000.
Very small towny, though, isn't it?
But it might as well be
Ely
on the edge of the world, on the edge of that lake.
Yeah. The other thing is you're so close to the lake and you're so close to the North Shore and you're so close to everything. You almost feel like you're in a small town.
There's a very severe, how do I put this? Severe bones in Duluth just because of the weather.
Oh, yeah.
It's blue collar roots.
Big time.
I love
We
Duluth.
got the shore, the whole deal, right?
If you've got a free weekend in early December, I would highly recommend going up to the Spirit of Duluth. Squirts, Woodbury Royal takes on the squirt title. Dane Hensler, the leading scorer, he had 14 points in 5. That's applicable. That is normal. That makes me feel better. 14 points in 5 games. Followed by Bodie Blomdahl, who had 12, Bjorn Newman, and
Blomdahl from Hermantown?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
And Bruxley Schofield. I hope I'm saying that correctly.
I saw that name.
Bruxley.
He's a Woodbury kid, too, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah, I saw that name, Bruxley. I was like,
Bruxley.
Oh, my gosh, I'm going to have to broadcast it. Bruxley in the Squirtacular, I'm sure. Is he on black or royal?
Royal.
Okay.
So Blomdahl, Newman, and Schofield each had 12. And Hensler led the way with 14.
And there's another name that we've seen plenty already, and he's only 9 years old.
Yeah, he's been all over the place.
Will he be better than his brother, you think?
That's not
fair.
Smile a little wider so people know you're kidding. That's not fair.
But he's on pace.
That's not fair.
He's definitely
Dane.
on pace.
Not
He's
fair
definitely on pace.
Logan's on pace right now to be a top 10 NHL draft pick.
I know he is.
That's not fair.
I was talking to a scout who was in Madison last weekend scouting him, so
they love him.
I said, so you went all the way to Madison to watch one player? He goes, one player. Isn't that something?
The amount of travel they do to see one guy.
Existence is to drive 8 hours to watch one kid skate.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, on to the girls. You ready?
Yeah.
I got them all.
Okay.
I did a lot of girls' rankings last Monday and Tuesday morning.
Fire away.
Edina wins the Bloomington Winter Warm-Up, and it was warm, definitely, in Bloomington on Saturday and Sunday. And I reffed in that tournament. Chaska Chan wins the Centennial Super Chill.
You want to go over any stats?
If
or
you
anything
got
from
them,
these?
I'll take them. I'm just kind of
do.
ripping them off here.
I do.
What do you got for Edina? Some of these were harder to find on
Right now, I'm in the Bloomington winter warm-up.
Okay.
15A stat leaders. Ooh, we got 4. Greta Henry and Hudson Hofer, both of Fargo, had 8 points.
Okay.
Ellen Cronland, Orno Westonka had 8, as did Kinsley Summers. So Fargo had 3 of the 4 leading scorers in this one.
Maybe they're pretty good. I don't know.
They went 2-0-2.
And then they lost. They did not make it to the finals, I don't think.
I don't think they did either.
Pretty sure that it feels like Edina beat Orno Westonka in the finals.
That would make sense.
Maybe. I don't know.
15Bs, Cannon River Royals finished 3-0-1. Edina Green 3-1. I believe those teams probably faced
The
off
finals. Yep.
in the final.
I saw that team last night.
Leading scorer for the 15Bs, a pair of Edina Green players, Mia Schmidtke and
Number
Ava
14.
and Ava Buller.
Yeah, Buller's a D, I think.
Yep.
I watched them last night.
Schmidtke had 9 points. Buller had 8 points. Moving on into the 12As. Dun, 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 dun.
This is in the in Bloomington still?
Yes.
Okay.
Carden Geislinger,
What team is that?
Buffalo 12A. Led
That's
the tournament
awesome because
scoring.
I ref their 15A team who I talked a lot about the week before. I'm like, I wonder if these girls have any idea that I talked good things about them last Wednesday, and I'm reffing their games, and they were as good as advertised. That 15A team, they were good.
Geislinger had 11 points. Following Geislinger were Claudia Jo Sands of East Grand Forks and Allison Wallach from Farmington. They each had 8 points.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, on to the Super Chill. We could do. There's a lot of levels of that one, but let's just stick to the 15As. Centennial or Chaskatchan, the new number 1 team in the state, and as long as they can hold off their next 2 opponents between now and Sunday night, they win. They beat Grand Rapids Greenway in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
Who are their leading scorers in the tournament? Can I guess?
For Chaskatchan?
Let me guess. Their 2 leading scorers were Audrey Nichols and Ella Olson.
No.
No.
Oh, yes.
Okay, I was like,
Audrey,
I didn't even look.
Audrey Nichols had 11. Ella Olson had 8. And then Grace Garraby and Cammie Huh each had 5.
Oh, the Hutt twins are pretty devilish last night. They were working hard
play
last
hard.
night. They were playing really hard last night. And I don't know the girl's first name, but her last name is Ward from Chaskatchan. Write that name down. She's a baller. She can play both forward or D. She can start for my team any day.
Her first name is Ainsley.
Ainsley Ward. That's a good
Ainsley
hockey
Ward.
player. Write that name down. She's a good player. She really impressed me last night.
It's a good hockey team.
It is a very good hockey team.
Sophia Boberg was also one of the leading scorers of Roseville Matamidi. She had 6 goals and 8 points at the 15A level. 15Bs. You see any of this?
No, I did not.
Victoria
Just spit it out.
Cacapetum
There you go.
from Thunder Bay.
Oh, I like that.
9 goals, 11 points, followed by 2 more Thunder Bay gals, Lauren Jaguar and Gabby Hawkins, who each had 6
Was this
points.
the Queens, the Thunder Bay Queens?
Thunder Bay Queens.
Yeah.
Thunder Bay Queens.
All right, let's move on to
12As.
12As.
Wow. 3 leading scorers at the 12A level. They each had 5
That's not a lot.
in 4 games. Pearl Guinea, Haley Huseman, and Jocelyn Roney.
And what team were they on?
Pearl, I'm just going to go with Pearl. Pearl is from Forest Lake. Haley is from Egan Invergrove Heights, and Jocelyn Roney is from Forest Lake.
Who won the tournament? I think that was the Blaine Centennial Spring Lake Park overtime shootout game. I think it was. There was a couple of these tournaments that were not uploading their final results, so you're kind of guessing. I had to use Now Rankings to go in and find out who won some of these tournaments because they didn't post the champion. They forgot to upload the championship team. So then I would just go to mine and go, it looks like it was Centennial versus, I think it was Centennial versus. Yeah.
It's still in progress.
Yeah, see, that's the one.
Still in progress.
Well, Centennial won in the shootout.
Yes.
Found that on Now Rankings.
4-3.
Thank you, Now Rankings, for rescuing me on that one.
Appreciate that. 12Bs will roll us out for the Super Chill. Dun, 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 dun. 12Bs. Come on.
There you go.
There we go.
While you're pulling that up, I got 2 more scores for you.
Ready. Kaylee Bees and Sophia Carlston and Paige Lewis.
I would bet Kaylee Bees is from East Grand Forks.
No. Centennial Spring Lake Park
I was
Black.
close. I was close.
Lewis is also from Centennial Spring Lake Park Black, and Sophia Carlston is from Northern Tier. They all had 7 points.
That's pretty good.
Nice.
All right, 12 A's. White Bear Lake wins Brainerd. And 10 A's, Anoka Rogers, the number 3 team in the state, they win the Bemidji tournament. I was trying like crap to get me a name of the tournament in Bemidji, and it just says Bemidji Youth Hockey Tournament. That's it. They have no fancy name. So Bemidji, next time you're doing a tournament, make a fancy name, okay? Like the Paul Bunyan Invitational.
Or the Big Ole.
Or the Big Ole. I love that kind of stuff.
If you've ever wanted to sound like the most Minnesotan stereotype, just talk about the Big Ole.
I love it. All right, you got future tournaments coming up here. Brought to you by Breakaway Academy. I'm on our website right now, and I see an ad set of Breakaway Academy ads. I love seeing that. And they talk about academics, athletics, and character as their 3 pillars. I know they're going to have a shadow day where you can come and see the school. And that's coming up in January, so keep an eye out for that on their website. If you're interested in sending your kid to the school and learning more about it, there's one right after we get back to school, like mid-January, so keep an eye out for that. It's a fantastic school. They got, obviously, a good hockey coach in Mr. Brink.
He's
coaching well, and lots of good people at the school. I was on their social media channel somewhere this week and saw Matt Sardor, who was a longtime teacher, who's now a teacher at the school. He was a hockey coach with Joe Pancrantz in Prior Lake, and he's doing fantastic work over there, like all the teachers are, helping kids get better at not just school, but everything in between.
Well done. Well done. Edina Cornerstone, scored A.
Ooh. Did you find out which Woodbury team is in it?
Yes.
Is it Royal or Black?
Black.
Ooh. Oh, that's making this hard.
All right. We got Edina Green, Andover, Woodbury Black, Matamidi, Edina White, Lakeville North, Wayzata, and Blaine.
So this is an 8 straight 1970s bracket, right?
1 game a day.
Love
this
it.
is the stuff
Love it.
that I played in.
Same with me. I'm going to go.
Oh, my gosh.
The top half. Where's Woodbury Black? Are they the top or the bottom?
Top.
And where's White? Edina White or Green?
Bottom.
White's on the bottom?
Yep.
I'm going to go Woodbury versus Edina White. Those are the 2 ranked teams in this. And I just think, what's the little handsome kid's name? He's such a good player. Holy smokes. He played in the 2013 Brick team. He's not little in squirts. Gosh, I can't think of his name. I know his older sister's Maddie Hansen.
I couldn't tell you.
But anyway, maybe it's Ryland or something. The kid is really good. I think Edina White beats Woodbury Black in the championship.
You got it. Edina White over Woodbury Black. Good for you. I will amend what I just said. The top half of the bracket will play the 13th, 14th, and 15th. The bottom half is playing the 14th and 15th.
So 2 games.
It's a pretty light weekend.
Yeah, it is.
No, because they'll play twice on Saturday and once on Sunday.
Right.
I can tell you who the Hansen kid is momentarily.
I would like that because I've botched his name up already. So.
Several times. Charlie.
You know, Ryland, Charlie, you always get those 2 mixed up.
Oh, yeah, they're right next to each other.
Player.
Right next to each other.
Really good player.
If I had to make a pick, I'm going to say it's going to be Edina Green against Edina White in the final.
That's a decent pick. That's a game worth attending. I would definitely be there on Sunday.
Edina Green, Edina White.
What time is that Sunday game? You got the bracket in front of you?
2:10.
Ooh, there's a good chance. Oh, am I reffing? I think I'm reffing at that time.
I think I have to wash my hair at that time.
I'm sure you do.
I don't think I'm going to be at that.
I'm sure you do.
That game. What's it like for Edina parents to show up to a tournament championship
and say,
"Oh, nice to see you"?
It's got to be torture.
I love it when it's Edina Green versus Edina White in the final.
Oh, it's got to be torture.
I bet the kids love it. I bet the coaches
I am not
hate
reffing on Sunday, just on Saturday.
Oh, thank God you checked your ref schedule.
I am not reffing on Sunday. Oh, okay. Maybe I'll get called in, you know?
Alrighty. We had a Pee Wee tournament written down, but we didn't know nearly enough about those teams, so we're moving on to Bantams.
Okay.
Bantam A, this is a Northfield tournament. We've got Northfield, Stillwater, Laverne, Bloomington Jefferson, St. Paul Capitals, Forest Lake, Champlain Park.
Slow down. Slow down. Go a little slower. Sorry. One more time. Go slower.
Northfield.
Northfield's good. Faster. Stillwater.
Stillwater.
They're good. Jesus, here we go.
Laverne,
Here we go.
Laverne,
Yeah,
Jefferson,
yeah.
St. Paul,
They're good. I like St. Paul.
Forest Lake, Champlain Park, Osseo Maple Grove.
Are that one team, or is those all separate teams?
It's all one team.
It's all one
It's all
team.
one
It's-
team.
They,
It's a
they've
5
co-opted.
team. It's a 5-team.
They've co-opted Spring Lake Park, Forest Lake, and
Well, pick one, Grandpa. You want me to go slow? You want me to go fast?
no. All right,
Come on,
I
buddy.
will go. I'll go Stillwater. You're going St. Paul. I like that St. Paul team. They did me a solid. I owe you Stillwater. I owe you St. Paul. They came to our tournament and they did not win it as a team with
They
no
did not.
double A, but they did quite well. I was like, you are
did
perfect.
okay.
Yeah, they did great in the
Yeah,
tournament.
yeah,
They went
alright.
3-2 maybe. I was like,
In the
ah,
tournament, I think they might have gone 1
3
and
and
4.
1. No, they won their first game.
In the Ox?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think they won 1.
and that was it. No,
It was a good. Let's put it this way. It was a good learning experience.
I think they.
for my
I
St.
think
Paul
they did pretty
Capital
well.
boys.
I thought they did pretty well. Okay, you're taking them though.
Good, I am. I'm going to take them. I like them in this field. They're
All right.
they're certainly not a double A team, but
Oh.
they're a decent single A team.
Yeah, I got a lot of trouble because my first round team won in a 2 years ago, and I never heard the end of it. So,
Alrighty, girls.
all right, let's have it.
10A, the big
The big
Ole.
Ole. Who's in the big Ole?
Alexandria.
Of course, really, that's shocking.
Well, fine. Do you want to read them yourself?
No,
Yeah,
it's
that's what
your
I thought.
job.
Eden Prairie, Jefferson,
Yeah. Wow.
West Fargo,
Ooh.
Orono, West Tonka,
Okay.
Marshall,
Okay.
Grand Forks,
Yep.
Prior Lake.
I'm gonna go Orono West Tonka.
Orono, West Tonka.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's all
Yeah.
you got?
Yeah, I'd say Orono, West. Give me Alexandria.
Yeah, that's not a
I'm
bad
going to
team.
go Homer.
Okay.
I'm going to go Homer.
What other games you got?
12A.
12A.
12A. Cabin Fever.
Ooh, I want to hear this one because
This is
we know Chaska Chan is. I mean, Osseo Maple is really good. They have not. They're like on a 12-game heater right now.
So Alexandria,
Yeah,
Andover,
yeah,
Buffalo,
yeah. They're good. They did well last weekend in Bloomington.
Chaska Chan,
They're good.
Minneapolis,
They're good.
OMG,
They're extremely good.
Proctor Hermantown,
No, not quite there.
Shakopee.
I'm gonna go with the host team. I'm gonna go Osseo Maple Grove.
Osseo Maple Grove.
Yeah,
Why don't you give me Chaska Chan in this one?
Chaska. That's a good pick.
Chaska Chan. Let's do the B1 and the B2s just for fun.
Let's do it.
12B1, Edina Black,
Yeah, they're good.
Marshall, Minneapolis,
Yeah, a lot of the same teams.
Tonka Black,
Ooh, okay.
OMG White and OMG Black,
Yeah, I can figure that.
White Bear Lake, Shakopee.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go Edina.
You're going to go Edina Black?
Yep.
Okay. Why don't you give me Marshall?
Marshall.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Say something negative about me now, Tigers.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
U12B2, Central Minnesota River Blades, Chaska Chan, Champlain Park Coon Rapids, OMG Crimson, and OMG Orange. Oh, I suppose it works. Osseo Black and Orange. Rogers Anoka, as opposed to Anoka Rogers.
Right.
White Bear Lake and Elk River.
I'm gonna go on the fact that I just like saying this name, the Central Minnesota River Blades.
How could you do this to me?
That's my squad.
Alrighty. Give me OMG Orange. I've just never seen an OMG.
I haven't either.
If I had to make a more educated guess, I'd probably say Rogers. Anoka
Probably.
Rogers.
Yeah, probably.
That's it for the Cabin Fever.
All right, let's do it. What else we got? We got
I
the
have-
roses and thorns, or you got more?
I have one tournament here. I want to make sure that it's big enough to really. Yeah.
Let's have
I think
it.
it's 8 teams is fine.
What do you got?
I think this might actually be a mix. 12A, 12. No, this is just 12A. 12A Bemidji.
Ooh.
Pool A
Is there a
Rosemount.
name for this tournament? Is it just called the Bemidji? That's a
called-
joke. They're all called Bemidji. Don't have to look it up. You don't have to look it up.
No, hold on. I'm going to find it.
It's not. I trust me. Every one of their tournaments except the Palawa and the Paul Bunyan have the name Bemidji Youth. That's what it's called.
It's actually pronounced Bunyan. Pool A in the 12A tournament, Rosemount, Waconia, Rockridge, and Grand Forks.
Okay.
Pool B's got Bemidji, Roseville, Matamidi, Fargo, and Prior Lake.
Oof.
Yeah.
I'm not sure there's a ranked team in there. That makes it tougher to pick.
That makes it more fun.
Yes. I'm gonna go Rockridge. I'm gonna stay on the northern,
Okay.
up north. I think they have had some good wins this year.
I'm going to go with Fargo.
That's a nice pick.
Yeah, give me Fargo. You
All
want
right.
to do the 12Bs too?
No, we're good.
Why not?
We're good.
It could be fun.
Sure, go ahead.
12Bs, Pool A, Bemidji, Rosemount, Stillwater, Lakeville Ice Cats. Pool B, North Wright County Riverhawks, Fort Francis, Ontario, Woodbury, and Roseville Matamita.
12B. Woodbury. Is there a Woodbury in there?
Yes.
I'll take the Woodbury all
Alrighty.
day.
Give me Roseville Matamita.
That's a good pick,
I
too.
want them. I pick you. Roses and thorns? Is that what we're down to?
I am complete today with
You
a
are
rose
complete.
and a thorn.
Go first.
Before we do, we need to call out our sponsor, Red Balloon. And let me tell you, they are now officially a sponsor of OHH. Do you know why?
Because you went there.
Well, no, not because of that. And I'll be going there again today. I have to stop by for some stuff. But I talked to the owner
Okay.
and Nicole.
You know the owner?
I do.
Wow.
And Nicole, who's a nurse practitioner, says, you know what? We've had a few people come in here and talk about them hearing about Red Balloon in Edina. And they've had people come from all over the metro who are hockey people who are coming into their clinic because of the hours, because of the first prescription, because of the stitches, because of all the things that they can provide at the hours that they can provide it. They've been an outstanding resource already for our listeners. So we appreciate our
Fantastic.
listeners saying that they're listening to our show and seeing our tweets and seeing our advertisements on our stuff. And everybody wins there. You had a good experience with the people at Red Balloon. We get an advertiser and we can put on more great programming, and Red Balloon can grow their business. So everybody wins in that situation.
You're saying
So-
the royal you.
what's that?
I thought you were referring to me specifically.
Oh, the company.
I've never been to Red Balloon.
No, everybody. The listeners are getting a good service. We're getting a sponsor so we can put on more programming like this. And Nicole gets to build her business, which she's just in her first year doing. And she believes in hockey people. She has hockey kids. Everybody wins in this situation. So thanks to Red Balloon for their sponsorship of today's show.
I look forward to my first visit to Red Balloon.
It will be coming before you know. Maybe we'll do a
It's gonna be-
podcast.
it's
there.
gonna be fantastic.
Our first ever podcast. We could do it like in the office.
At Red Balloon.
It's pretty nice. It's actually pretty nice.
Oh, hello, doctor. Do you need your stethoscope? Okay, can you get out of our camera shop?
Yeah.
Thank you. Goodbye. Go save lives somewhere else.
What do you want to start with? Roses or thorns?
Ooh. I'm going to give a rose to our very own Bjorn Frankie.
Why Bjorn?
Because Bjorn has come out
He's
with,
awesome, by the way.
he's
But
come out with a product that I think could save hockey parents lots of money, time, and mental anguish.
this is the hockey skates.
This
the
is
skate
the lace. These are these
What's
sawtooth.
so cool about it?
Well, so he came up with the idea.
He sent it to me. I know about it, but I don't know the
He
details.
came up with the idea while running a marathon because he's Bjorn, and that's
yeah,
what
of course.
he does.
He runs marathons before breakfast.
And his shoelaces that stayed nice and tight the whole time, because I don't run, obviously. I can only imagine how frustrating it would be to have your shoes loosen as you're trying to run
Yeah,
that long,
it's
because you don't
hard.
want to stop. You don't want to break your momentum, right?
Yeah.
So he used these laces. They have this sawtooth pattern that keeps them tight, but also keeps them comfortable on his feet. And he applied that same logic to a skate lace.
It's
Connor
genius.
Kurth is using it. Ever heard of Connor Kurth? Yeah.
Yeah, they grew up together too.
They did. But I appreciate Bjorn's initiative, and I think it's a great idea. And skate laces are the one thing that you don't think about it until you need it.
Oh,
and a
it's
lace breaks and you're
painful.
going, gosh, what am I supposed to
gonna
do?
do?
I don't have any laces. You can avoid that by using Bjorn's skate laces.
We don't have a ad for it yet, but
Not yet.
isn't it gonna be fun though? Like Bjorn's 22 years old. Isn't it gonna be fun to see in 10 years what Bjorn becomes? I'm as excited about Bjorn and his future as I am about my 3 kids, because he's got so much promise.
Yeah. I can't
He
wait
really
for
does.
him to fall into himself like a dying star. At
Yes.
the age of like 25, he just falls apart.
No, he's not. He is not. He's a rising star. All
If
right.
I actually thought that, I wouldn't make a joke.
That was a good joke. You got me on it, that's for sure. Okay, my rose goes out to, it was more the Park Cottage Grove, but it was also the Eastridge youth hockey players at Friday Night Ice last Friday.
Oh, that was fun. That was fun.
They're all on the catwalk. They're all surrounding the top area. And we had to go back to the we would walk through this catwalk and back and forth the catwalk to get to the, the green room, for lack of a term, where we did some of the interviews. And
parent room?
The parent room. Yeah, but it was like a parent room where they had some drinks and, Gatorades and waters, and we could do interviews in there. And I just really appreciated how excited these kids were that we were there at their game. They're like, "You're here at our game. This is great to see you." They were excited, and they were saying, in as many words, saying thanks for being there to cover their high school boys, and same with the girls' high school team that they was cheering for them. Just everybody, the whole vibe from both Eastridge and especially Cottage Grove was fun to be there. Their energy made my energy. Even usually it's a 10 out of 10 for Friday Night Ice, but it was even greater than that. So thanks to those boys. So that my rose goes out to all those kids from Cottage Grove for making me feel so welcome at their building that night.
That was a lot of fun. They were certainly appreciative, and I hope they got as much out of it as
we did. Absolutely,
we had a great time.
All right, Thorn.
My thorn goes to the city of St. Paul.
Really?
Yeah. My friend Matt posted on thefacebook.com today that the city of St. Paul has decided that Northdale, the rec center that we all grew up at, they're
pouring sand on it?
No, they're not putting out a second sheet.
Just one sheet then.
It's one sheet with boards. Now for
pleasure rink?
For a litany.
How about a pleasure rink? They got a little pleasure rink outside?
They don't want to do it.
So it's just a path to the whiteboards, and that's it?
When I was a child, there were 2 rinks with boards
plus the pleasure,
and one big sheet with nothing.
They call that the pleasure rink.
Whatever, the pleasure rink, the beginner's rink.
I always laugh at that term.
It's kind of like when you're on your way home from Fargo.
There's
and
no pleasure in the pleasure rink,
and
you're
almost
no boards. Those are nets.
You're almost home on 94 when you go past Pleasureland, and it's like an RV dealership, and you're thinking that looks terrible.
It is not pleasure,
but
the only pleasure is the owner.
So the city has decided that Northdale is not worthy, this is according to my friend Matt, worthy of the secondary ice rink that it's had for as long as he can remember, due to budget, wonky grading because it's ground and they have to even out the ground to put it in, and an alleged lack of use meant the city thought it was no longer worth the work or the cost. And Matt makes a very good point here. The primary sheet at Northdale is used all the time. Como Park High School class of 2009 play pickup games, I swear, every weekend. Kids from the neighborhood that are still there. Matt and I both live on St. Albans. We grew up a block apart. They still use that rink to play legitimate hockey games. There's some good hockey that goes on there, by the way. But that means that kids who are new to skating, toddlers, they can't get on the ice. No. And that's what the pleasure sheet is for. It's for you to I dream of bringing my little ones there and letting them skate on that sheet. And the city deciding that it's not worth putting up again, number one, bullshit, it's not worth putting up again. You keep beaking about kids' obesity and too much screen time. And, well, you're eliminating just one more area for the kids to go.
He doesn't even have kids, and he's starting to act like a parent right now.
And like it or not, ice, hockey, skating is a part of our culture. And don't give me the bogus about the changing demographics. I know the demographics are changing, but we all live here. And Minnesota is so defined by its wintry existence. And skating is one of the most primal forms of entertainment and recreation for people who grew up in this climate and who now live in this climate. We need outdoor rinks. The kids need a free option. So make it happen. Matt is also collecting volunteers, and I have volunteered. There looks to be about a dozen of us that have volunteered to maintain the sheet. But my thorn is the city of St. Paul for deciding that it's not worth putting a sheet up. I don't want to spend more money on another freaking community center and unused baseball and softball fields. Give me a rink.
Love it. Good rant. That's like we should have a whole segment called the Peter rant.
I've had my coffee.
My thorn isn't as thorny as yours.
Had my coffee.
It's going to be a dud compared to yours. All right, so I reffed 3 games of Pee Wee B1, and I'm going to say something really nice before I get to the thorn.
Okay, I played Pee Wee B1, bear in mind.
No, I did not. I played Pee Wee A both. But we played Bannaby's because we lost so many players to high schools, private schools.
So you're like Prior Lake.
Yeah, a little bit. It's a little bit like Prior Lake. Okay, so here's my rows. Pee Wee Bees, at least these 6 teams, are pretty athletic kids. Mm-hmm. But I could keep up, which is fine. It wasn't like a Bantam AA. I'm not sure I could keep up with those guys. They're so fast. But so it was good hockey. A lot of these kids just love playing. You know, where we talk about Pee Wee AA kids. Some of these Pee Wee AA kids already have. They're being scouted. They have agents. It's so it's true. It's true. They have agents. They have. We had a lot of true or false. There were agents, plural, in Rochester for the Pumpkin.
Advisors,
whatever.
Advisors.
Okay. There's no advisors at a PBB tournament in Eden Prairie. Okay, it's kind of refreshing. It's like, this is fun. We're just watching hockey here. Okay, and the kids played hard and they were awesome. And I'm going to tell you, all 6 coaching staffs, and I'm not going to say the games because I'm going to call out the team that I'm a thorn here in a second. But all 6 of those coaching staffs were just a joy to work with. They were, when we had difficult calls, they worked with us. They had legitimate beefs on a couple tricky calls. And they were easy to work with, and it was fantastic. Their fans were fantastic. I do have one thorn, and it goes out to a set of players from one of those PVB teams that I reffed. They were just jerks. It wasn't the parents. It wasn't the parents. It wasn't the coaches. It was the players.
Mouthy?
They were mouthy, complaining about every call. That guy hit me. This guy did that. That was offsides. The net's off. This is this. It was like I would refer to call this team the lawyers from now on. I felt like I had a bunch of kids in law school or something like that. It was pathetic. And then I seriously thought, when I had to go talk to their coach about a specific disputed call, oh, he was the greatest guy ever. Oh yeah, I get it. Good call. I kind of thought us out that way. He saw it different. What'd you think? I'm like, oh, so you're actually cool. What happened to the kids on your team? They're all a bunch of jerks. So my thorn goes out to anonymously to the jerk PWB team that I reffed on Sunday. Saturday.
I have a hypothesis.
Let's hear it.
If I can piggyback a
yes,
little bit.
Yes, you can.
Number one is that behavior starts at home or in the car after the game.
I did think that for sure.
And I think that the term burnout can be used to describe a laundry list of reasons why youth athletes quit. But I think in some cases, and this is where I get frustrated with every call, it seems, at least during the Gobbler, I noticed it a lot of palms to the air. Every whistle. What?
The kids, not the coaches.
No, it was the kids.
Yeah.
And I think kids on some level burn themselves out because they make it into this, everything is against me, and why would I want to continue doing something if everything's against me? So I don't think that it's just playing too many games or too many practice hours or hard coaches. I think some kids burn themselves out on the game because they've somehow made it in their own reality that everybody is against them. Every call goes against me. If I don't score, it's because fate is against me. If this goalie saves it, he's against me. And I think some kids just burn their...
And again, I like to blame us sometimes and stuff, but then there's the rankings. Not the rankings, but you can go in and there's all this information. You know, we can find out about, Team A and Team B and TC, all we play in these tournaments. And it just kind of makes the build-up even greater when you actually get on the ice, right?
Yeah.
I got another take. This is not a rose or a thorn. And this is going to be I think this is a really good take. I'm not sure if I've shared it publicly yet, but so Saturday was the first tournament other than the YHH one. And I'm a little bit more in the moment because it's our tournament. That's the first tournament that I've ever reffed. For when it was just like I went to the PBB tournament in Eden Prairie and reffed, right? Okay. So are you ready for this? So yes. I've done a lot of district games. I've done scrimmages, and I've done some tournament stuff. But when it's my tournament, I'm more like, all right, I'm the tournament director and the ref here, so I got to be a little bit more.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, but that's okay. I mean, I'm not there to ruin the tournament for anybody. I'm just there to learn how to officiate and hopefully call a good game.
Yeah.
But For Eden Prairie, it just felt like it was. And Eden Prairie runs the most, no offense, the most standard chalk tournament. You know, they got their brackets. The home team probably gets a better bracket, like a lot of teams do. You know, the people in the box, they're all volunteers. So each of my games I refed, I got a new box worker. Nice. So then I had to re-educate them on the coincidental minors, don't let them out, all those things. You know, I'm redoing everything every game, which, you know, doing this game sheet, all the different things in there. And then they're reading the goals, scoring for Team A, number 3. They don't need off the name. There's no music. It's just kind of chalk, right?
Yeah. I got a theory on that,
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The intensity, Peter, the intensity in the crowd, the intensity from the coaches, the intensity in general, just because it's a tournament, it goes up at least 0.5. Not a full double amount of intensity, but compared to the district game that I do on Tuesday nights in Victoria and the game I did on Saturday, the intensity was off the charts, almost double the amount of intensity. It's crazy.
It's probably double the amount of intensity.
It is. Yeah. It's insane.
Oh, yeah.
And we don't go to a lot of district games. Right? I know I'm going to them as a ref, but we go to a lot of tournament games. But the intensity on Saturday in those 3 games, and they were all exciting games, holy smokes, it's off the charts. Yeah. How intense it is. And it's the players, it's the coaches, it's the parents, everybody. But I just thought I'd give you that perspective of the difference between a district game versus a regular tournament game.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it.
What were you going to say? You were going to say something else.
Oh, my theory about why Eden Prairie's tournaments are very chalk?
Yeah.
Because it's not just an ice rink, it's a community center.
Correct. It even makes it more chalk.
And I think having chalk tournaments is an easier way to keep everything organized because Eden Prairie's community center is owned by the city, am I right?
Oh, yeah. Or school district or
so
something.
So they're not showing up to work as a hockey director thinking, okay, we need to get creative and we need to make the brackets this way so it's more No. The person who is hired as the assistant manager of the rink is like, no. Give me 8 a.m. to 8:50. Give me 9 a.m. to 9:50. I don't care what it looks like. We need to make it easier for our employees.
And they do things right. The thing is, they're doing things right in Eden Prairie. I'm not saying they're doing wrong, but and no offense. You go to an Eden Prairie tournament and come to one of ours. It's night and day as far as
what I'm saying is I don't think they have the bandwidth to put that much energy into the carnivality of it all. Is carnival?
Yeah, I knew what you meant.
And you could make the argument that, Bloomington Ice Garden is also owned by the city. Yeah, but Bloomington Ice Garden doesn't have 4 basketball courts and a gym attached
to it. And a swimming pool.
And 7 kids running laps around the locker room.
Or area. if you do a game if you go to Eden Prairie on a Friday afternoon and you drink in the parking lot, they'll escort you out of the parking lot because it's technically on school property.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Every one of these places, every one of these rinks has their own little personality. I don't hate Eden Prairie. We use them for at least we use them for one event, and then we run another event in their building. We have a good relationship with Doug and their team there, but it's definitely a different atmosphere from Bloomington to Eden Prairie as far as a hockey rink, hockey/figure skating facility versus a community center. Right? It is what it is. But any other roses? Any other thorns?
No. I'm going to be a volunteer. I'm going to make ice at the rec center.
And I'm basically volunteering as a ref because my wife gets to keep all the money when I ref. So we're both volunteering.
Oh, my gosh.
There we go.
What? Cut that. Oh, my
For God. Kayla Jo Franz and Peter Adi. Don't cut that. I'll keep it.
That's the least she deserves after all the time you're never home.
Oh, there we go.
Letting you jaunt out to Victoria at 9:40 on a Tuesday night.
So much fun. So much fun. All right, for Kayla Jo and Peter Odney, thanks to our sponsors, Map South Hockey, General Sports, Breakaway Academy, and Red Balloon. I'm Tony Scott. Thanks for tuning into this week's show.
You need to stay up out the streets if you can't take the heat. You need to stay up out the streets if you can't take the heat. Cause it get cold like Minnesota. Cold like Minnesota. Cold like Minnesota. Cold like Minnesota. Need to stay up out